Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jane Lawrence and I come with a lot of juicy content. All right. Now guys, I need to let you know that I will be sounding like I have lips because I just recently got my braces done and I have a tongue breaker to prevent me from sucking my tongue because I suck my tongue. So I got braces done because I want to cover the spaces, the spaces. And yeah, it's definitely affecting my speech, but I am hoping that I am hoping that I am audible enough for you to decipher what I'm saying. I'll try my best as possible. Ooh, yes, guys, yes. All right, then. Let's keep it moving. Today we're talking about something really important. Why do guys scamper? Why do they disappear immediately they get intimate with you? Like, what's the big deal? Why is it always the case? Right? That's what we're talking about today. But before we kickstart, before we answer that question, if today is your first time here, do well to subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified whenever I post a video here because I'm always really consistent here, all right? And like the video, okay, to give this video a lot of visibility. I need it, okay? Do that as I give you a minute or two. Be right back. The billion-dollar question which every girl wants answer to, including myself, is why on earth do guys tend to distance themselves after getting physically intimate with a woman? I mean, kilo day, kilo shelle. What's happening? What happened? What did I do? Did my coochie smell bad? Yeah? Like, I thought we had a great connection last night. Oh, men are scum. Men are scums of the earth. You start to wonder to yourself, even though things were going on so well after an amazing night, why did he suddenly pull away? Why do guys get so weird after you sleep with them? These are some of the endless questions that seem to run across our minds as women. Honestly, it's funny when I hear some people with the general misconception that women are the most complicated creatures on earth, when the fact still remains that men are equally difficult to understand at times. This being one of them. If this isn't the first time you have experienced a perfectly good guy magically disappearing after a perfectly good night, it's time you get some answers. And I'm here to give you just that answer to help you understand why guys distance themselves after intimacy. It's crazy. So you think to yourself, the night was so magical that you daydream about it the whole of the next day. From the chills you felt on your spine to all of the types of kisses that you experienced to the rush you felt when it was over. For you, it just could not have gotten any better. So in your mind, you expected him to give you a call telling you how he felt, if he felt the same. But the call never came. And instead, you ended up calling him and he just sounded reticent and uninterested. Ha! And you're like, what happened just now? Have I been played? Like, you can't imagine how he acts the morning after. It takes you aback such that you spend the whole day, the rest of the day, wondering what you did wrong. You start to play scenarios. Listen, my dear, these are some of the things that changed the game. Number one is what I call the chasing gene. The chasing gene can be considered, an ego factor and a competitive instinct found in most men. Most couples love to flirt with each other and enjoy the thrill of it so that they keep up the chase and indulge in games with one another. Now, guys instantly pick up the flirting signs as soon as women give them out. At the end of the day, women love being chased and men love to do the chasing. But after you have slept with him, the chase is essentially over. And this is what leads guys to become distant because they feel their goal is reached and their curiosity is satisfied. Your man pulls away after intimacy because he has reached the finishing line of the race. It's sad. It's disheartening to even know that he only viewed you as some kind of an accomplishment and nothing more. But sadly, this is indeed why guys act weird after hooking up. They just don't know what to do next. The chase is over. The chase is ended, especially if there is an absence of deep connection. And sometimes it's not even after just sex. It happens even after making out. No sex, just making out. And they see that you're hooked, especially when they haven't proven their loyalty to the relationship. Now, number 2, he is not ready for a relationship. And listen, it's his fault, not yours. Except you find yourself at some point starting to take him seriously when you had initially heard him say that he's not up for anything serious, then that's largely your fault. Because believe what he says the first time. Men always mean what they say the first time. So if that's the case, as I mentioned earlier, then the problem lies in the fact that he may have come to notice certain ties of attachment that he wasn't planning on having. He wasn't prepared having after telling you that he doesn't want a serious relationship. He believes that he's not ready for any kind of commitment. And that is fair on his part, as long as he is honest about it. So in order to keep a check on his emotion, he is distancing himself and ignoring you. So the next time your man pulls away after intimacy, take a step back and be on the lookout for your partner's, insecurities instead of blaming yourself for everything, and give him that space that he needs till he either fades away or comes back begging. And if you want to accept him back, then he needs to start from the bottom to work his way up to the top. Okay? Because they're not coming back and taking positions, the position they left. Number 3, men disappear after intimacy because, oh my God, women, you might be scaring him away. See, if you are of the view that he's going to start loving you after last night's sex, you might as well just get rid of that idea sooner rather than later. It's always better to not go into these things, with such lofty hopes. When men withdraw after intimacy, it could be because, they're scared of the enormity of your feelings. Sometimes men are terrified of love and commitment. Let's be honest. So if you start singing him a song in the morning, or you make him breakfast in bed, or you plan your next weekend together the morning right after sex, they're going to run and never look back. So even if you start falling for him, make sure to not give it away as soon as you can. Don't move too soon. Don't move too fast in a relationship. Now, I made that mistake. I allowed my emotion get in the way of things such that I was pouring my heart to him, and boom, my guy ran and ghosted me for like 2 months after a great time with him. Now, guess what? I didn't chase. I left him that way. When he came back, I ghosted him too. So sometimes you've got to let them taste their own vile medicine, their own vile potion. Of course, there are moments where we get vulnerable, but don't let them take advantage of that weakness. Show strength, because, like I said, no one is indispensable. You can find anyone in a heartbeat if you want to. And there's always better out there, well suited for the kind of love that you have to offer. So don't be scared to be in your masculine energy when men scamper away. Number 4, just maybe he did not enjoy himself. I know this is going to sting, and I'm worried about even blurting it out, but it is time to be real with yourself about what happened that night. If he's distant after intimacy, now there may be a pretty solid reason for him to go MIA all of a sudden. Maybe last night did not go as planned, and even though he thought you guys would really be good in bed, it turned out it was just the opposite, and maybe you just did not have great sex after all. Bitter as it sounds, the truth is that your boyfriend is distant after intimacy because he did not enjoy the act. This is exactly what may be, bothering him and driving him away. And so he withdrew without even saying goodbye. And if you are considering different texts to send him when he pulls away, please drop that idea. Right now, I would highly recommend that you do not go after him, and definitely do not call him up again, because that chemistry is just not there. Number 5, it could be that you are being clingy, because sometimes we tend to behave super clingy without even realizing it, especially after sex. And men tend to bail out as soon as they get a whiff of the other person being potential a clinger. All right, because they just cannot handle it. They need you to give them time and space and to let things unfold one at a time. So if you're showing that clingy girlfriend signs, then this might not just go well for you. Guys need space after intimacy. There is no getting around it. So don't start love bombing him the moment you put your clothes back on. Even if you really want this to work out, you need to control yourself, because, clinging to him is just not going to help. The only thing that you could do at this point is to leave him alone when he pulls away. If it's your clinginess that made him drift apart, hanging on to him is certainly not going to help you. Listen, just maybe this will help you. Always realize that what you hold on to tightly tends to slip through your fingers, than what you let loose. So set him free, let him fly, and see what he does after all. All right. His action will give you the much needed answer. Okay. Now, number 6, it may be that he has inferiority complex. So this is yet another reason why he's distancing himself right after intimacy. It could be that he probably is worrying himself sick that he was not so good in bed. Maybe he feels he is with someone out of his league, because some men don't know how to strafe, to be honest with you. Some just think it's to put it in and out, bam, and that's all. No pun intended, but there are some men with weak strokes. So this may be one of the reasons that he's running away, and that's why he's not keen on contacting you again, so that you don't make a man feel less of a man. In his mind, he may say, this girl is too much, or it's too wild for me, or I can't imagine a woman who knows too much, or I can't be with a woman who knows too much, even if he likes you. And you may be wondering, do guys distance themselves when they like a girl? Yes, absolutely. When they like a girl too much, they keep finding reasons to believe that they're not good enough. And in that case, you should give him some time and try to give him some good dose of confidence. Because oftentimes women think that, guys act weird after hooking up because something is wrong with them. Look, in reality, your boyfriend could be distanced after intimacy because there is nothing wrong with you. So my advice is, talk it out if you have a hunch that this could be the problem. Let him know that he can trust you. Number 7, there could be hormonal reasons to consider. Sometimes when guys need space after intimacy, it has more to do with their biology than with anything else. Yes, men tend to have a chemical power down, more like a refractory phase just after an orgasm. The truth is that some people can experience some level of negative feelings, and they might want to distance themselves from their sexual partner. Also, during ejaculation, right, one of the many hormones secreted during that time is known as prolactin, which suppresses the expression of desire and arouses sleepiness and sexual satisfaction. In other words, post-sex, the testosterone levels in the body goes down, which temporarily decreases a man's desire for sex, and they tend to pull away. So before you go on a yelling spree and start blame shifting him if he distanced himself after intimacy, you need to consider the possibility that it could just be out of his hands. Now, number 8, maybe he just wants to slow things down. Even when your man likes you and wants to be in a relationship with you, he pulls away, or he might pull away to take things slowly. Some men do this, and it's not like he doesn't like you anymore. The fact is that he's not willing to move at a neck-breaking speed, and he just wants to enjoy the dating phase instead. Odd as it may sound to you, the pulling away act is his way of slowing things down. And it really is fine, because taking things slowly to process them adequately is any day better than taking the plunge without even, giving it a thought. Now, an upsurge of emotion that might get too intense for them is what they want to avoid. Number 9, we also have to consider the fact that he could still be remembering his unpleasant love experiences in the past. See, if your man has had an unpleasant memory associated with his ex or his past affairs, then that could be the reason for him playing a spoiled sport, and he might not yet be ready to move on from his past serious relationships. So it could be that insecurities stemming from past negative experiences may be holding him back. And to avoid going through the same cycle of love betrayal, your boyfriend is basically safeguarding himself by pulling away from you. It's basically just a defense mechanism for him, lest his heart is reduced to an emotional wreck. And lastly, number 10, you might not want to hear this one, but maybe he's in a relationship. Your man decides to pull away after getting intimate because he shouldn't be doing so in the first place if he's in a relationship. Maybe he's already in a relationship and sleeping with you has been, a breach of trust between him and his partner, and he's acting distant to avoid the guilt trip or further entanglement with you in that situation. So even though he is cheating on his partner, his conscience gets the better of him, thereby restricting him from falling in love with you. Now, he wants to run far away from you before he finds himself emotionally and romantically attached to you. I know it's sad, but this is his way of keeping a check on his feelings for you and addressing his relationship problems. So now you know the secret behind why some men just tend to pull away after physical intimacy. Honestly, you can't change men overnight, but I'm sure this episode sure gives you, much better perspective and clarity and ways you can react to such situation in your life. So whether it's your boyfriend being distant after intimacy because his hormones are in flux, or he's just dealing with the general idea that men withdraw from intimacy, now you know exactly why and what to do. So having understood the various reasons a man might be pulling away after making love to you, the next thing on your mind should be, what can be done about this? What should your focus be now? How do you react to your partner pulling away? First and foremost, don't panic, because it is normal for your guy to withdraw after intimacy. Take a step back to reflect on the possible reasons behind it. Look from an objective point of view to gain more clarity. Number 2, don't blame yourself for anything that happened the morning after. Be gentle and be kind to yourself. Practice self-empathy to regulate and channel your emotions well. Number 3, leave him alone. Leave him alone when he pulls away for want of some personal space, because clinging to him will make matters worse. When you allow him some time off, it will show how you respect his choice. So give him breathing space before he decides to come out of his shell. Number 4, you need to communicate better with him. Talking it out openly will give both of you better clarity on the matter. All right. You could also try some text to send when he pulls away to reassure him of your love and support, and leave it at that. Or you could seek counsel, from professionals if you find your mental health at stake. Matters of the heart often take a toll on emotional and mental well-being. So if you find yourself or your partner suffering from low self-esteem or other insecurities that might be wreaking havoc with your mental health, please do not hesitate to approach therapists and counselors. And that's why I'm here for you, okay? And lastly, you will just need to figure out whether this guy is a player or there is, remotely a chance of him having feelings for you. Because as confusing as it may be, guys distance themselves when they like a girl too much. So the scale can really tip either way. It's up to you to solve the mystery all by yourself, all right? Anyways, thank you so much for taking out time to watch my content. Honestly, it's really stressful talking with the braces on. Oh my God, my teeth ache like crazy. Whoo! And the saliva that I'm trying to prevent is crazy, man. Anyways, catch you when I catch you tomorrow, okay? Mwah.